I have been listening to the cats out in the courtyard. They are all singing Rossini. It is obvious that cats have declined as badly as composers have. Domenico Scarlatti once owned a cat, which could actually stroll across the keyboard and pick out passable subjects for a fugue. But that was a Spanish cat of the Enlightenment. It appreciated counterpoint. Nowadays, all cats appreciate is coloratura, like the rest of the public. This is now the very last hour of my life. Now you must understand me and not forgive. I do not seek forgiveness. I was a good man, as the world calls good. Well, what use was that to me, huh? Was being good, did that make me a good composer, huh? Was Mozart good, huh? No, goodness is nothing. Nothing in the furnace of art. On that dreadful night of manuscripts, my life acquired a terrible and a thrilling purpose. The blocking of God in one of his purest manifestations. I had the power. I mean, God needed Mozart to let himself into the world, and Mozart needed me to get him worldly advancement. Huh? It would be a battle to the end, and Mozart would be the battleground. One thing that I knew of God, he was a cunning enemy. Witness the fact that in blocking him in the world, I was given the satisfaction of blocking a disliked human rival. Now I wonder which of you would refuse such a chance if it were offered to you. I recognized the danger at once, of course, as soon as I had spoken my challenge. How would God respond? I mean, would he strike me dead for my impiety? Do not laugh. I was not a sophisticate of the salons. I was a small-town Catholic. I'm full of dread. Well, the very first thing that happened, 1 hour later, suddenly Constanza was back at 10 o'clock at night. Signora?
My husband is at a soiree of Baron von Swieten, concert of Sebastian Bach. He didn't think I would enjoy it.
I see.
Well, where do we go then?
What?
Do we do it in here? Well, why not? Let's get on with it.
Your manuscripts are there. Please take them and go now, at once.
You shit.
Via!
You rotten shit!
Via! Don't return! Do you see how it was? I would have liked her then. Oh, yes, just then more than ever. But I wanted nothing petty. My quarrel now was not with Mozart, but it was through him to the God who loved him so. God, Amadeus! Amadeus! Next afternoon, when Caterina Cavalieri came for her lesson, I gave her the same halting speech about coins of tenderness, and I dubbed the girl La Generosa. I regret that my inventions in love, as in art, have always been limited. Fortunately, Caterina found sufficient. She consumed 20 nipples of Venus, kissed me with brandied breath, and slipped easily into my bed. She remained there for many years as my mistress behind my dear wife's back, and I soon erased in sweat the sense of his little body, the creatures preceding me. So much for my vow of sexual virtue. I then went to the palace and resigned from all of my committees to help the lot of poor musicians. So much for my vow of social virtue. And then I went to go see the emperor, and I recommended a man of no talent whatsoever to instruct the Princess Elizabeth.
Herr Summer, a dull man, surely. What of Mozart?
Majesty, I cannot, in good conscience, recommend Mozart to teach royalty. One hears too many stories.
They may just be gossip.
One of them, I regret, relates to a young protege of my own, a very young singer.
Oh, so.
Unpleasant, Majesty, but true.
I see. Let it be her summer, then. I dare say he can't do much harm. To be frank, no one can do much harm musically to the Princess Elizabeth.
Mozart certainly did not suspect me. The Emperor made his announcement in the usual manner.
Well, there it is.
And I commiserated with the loser.
My own fault. My father always writes I should be more obedient. Know my place. He'll send me 16 lectures when he hears of this.
It was the most serious loss as far as Mozart was concerned.
His list of pupils hardly moves. 6 at most.
And now a child to keep.
A boy.
Poor fellow. I, by contrast, prospered. This is the extraordinary truth. If I had expected fury from God, none came. None. Instead, incredibly, in 84 and in 85, I came to be regarded as infinitely the superior composer. And this despite the fact that these were the 2 years in which Mozart published his best keyboard concerti and string quartets.
Haydn calls for quartets unsurpassed.
They were, but no one heard them.
Concerti sublime, says Van Swieten.
They were, but no one noticed. Now, the Viennese, they greeted each unique concerto with squeals of pleasure that were usually reserved for a new style of a bonnet. Each was played once, totally forgotten. I myself empowered, it seems, to recognize them for what they truly were. Some of the most perfect things made in the 18th century. By contrast, my operas are played everywhere and saluted by everyone. I wrote this my Semiramide for Munich.
Rapturously received. People faint with pleasure.
I wrote a comic opera for Vienna, La Grata di Tratonia.
The talk of the city!
The cafes are buzzing.
And I finally finished my tragic opera Danaeus and produced it in Paris.
Stupendous reception!
The blood shake the roof.
Your name sounds throughout the empire!
Throughout all Europe.
It was incomprehensible. Almost as if I were being deliberately pushed from triumph to triumph. I filled my head with golden opinions, oh yes, and this house of mine with golden furniture. My own tastes were for plainer things, of course, but I denied them. I mean, they're successful, they lived with gold, and so would I. I grew confident. I grew resplendent. I gave salons and soirees, and I worshipped year-round at the altar of sophistication.
Mozart heard your comedy last night. He spoke of it to Princess Lichnowsky.
Oh, yes.
He said, you should be made to clean up your own mess.
What charm is these Salzburgers are, eh?
People are outraged by him.
He empties drawing rooms! Now, Von Sweeten is angry with him.
Oh, why, but Lord Fugue? And I thought he was the Baron's little pet, huh?
He's writing an Italian opera.
Italian opera? Threat my kingdom.
The Baron is scandalized.
But why? What is the subject?
Figaro. The marriage of Figaro. That disgraceful play of Beaumarchais. That's all he can find to waste his talent on. A vulgar farce. Noblemen lusting after chambermaids. Their wives dressing up in stupid disguises that anyone could penetrate in a second. When I reproved him, he said I reminded him of his father. I simply cannot imagine why Mozart should want to set that rubbish to music.
Because, Baron, I want to do a piece about real people. And I want to set it in a real place. A boudoir. Oh, to me, Baron, that's the most exciting place on earth. Underclothes on the floor, sheets still warm from a woman's body, even a piss pot brimming under the bed.
Mozart!
I want life, Baron, not boring legends.
Herr Saliere's recent Danaeus was a legend, and that did not bore the French.
Well, it is impossible to bore the French except with real life.
I had assumed that now that you had joined our Brotherhood of Masons, you would choose more elevated themes.
Elevated. The only thing a man should elevate, Baron, is his doodle.
Oh! You are provoking, sir. Has everything to be a joke with you?
Pardon the language, Baron, but really, how can we go on forever with these gods and heroes?
Because they go on forever. That's why. They represent the eternal in us. Opera is here to ennoble us, Mozart, you and me, just as well as the emperor. It is an aggrandizing art. It celebrates the eternal in man and ignores the ephemeral. The God is in woman and not the laundress.
Well said, sir. Exactly.
Well said, yes, exactly. I can't stand you. You're all up on your perches, but that doesn't hide your arseholes. You don't give a shit about gods and heroes. Each one of you, if you were honest, which of you isn't more at home with his hairdresser than Hercules? Or Horatius? Or your stupid Danaeus, come to that. Or mine too, Mithridates, King of Pontus, Elsonio de Scapone. All these anguished antiques, they're all bores. Bores. All serious opera written this century are boring. Well, 999 out of 1,000. Oh, look at us. 4 gaping mouths. What a perfect quartet. I would like to write this. Just this now, as we all are. Herr Chamberlain thinking, impertinent Mozart, I must speak to the emperor at once. And Herr Prefect thinking, idiot Mozart, debasing opera with his vulgarity. And Herr Court Composer thinking, German Mozart, what could he finally know about opera? And Herr Mozart himself in the middle thinking, I'm just a good fellow, why do they all disapprove of me? See, Baron, that is why opera is so important. It's realer than any play. The dramatic poet would have to put down all of these thoughts, one after the other, to represent 1 second of time. The composer can lay them all down at once and still make us hear each one. An astonishing device. Vocal quartet. I tell you, I would like to write a finale lasting half an hour. A quartet becoming a quintet, becoming a sextet, a septet, an octet, and a nonet, and on, wider and wider, all the sounds multiplying and rising together. And then that together becomes something entirely new. I bet you that is how God hears the world. Millions and millions of sounds mixing and rising in his ears to become an unending music. It's unimaginable to us. That's our job. That's our job as composers, to combine the inner thoughts of him and her, combine the minds of chambermaids and court composers. We could turn the audience into God. I talk nonsense all day. It is incurable. That stands are all.
No,
my tongue, it's stupid, Baron, but my heart isn't.
No. You're a good fellow under all your nonsense. I know that. He'll make a fine brother, won't he, Salieri?
Better than I, Baron.
Just try, my friend, to be more serious with your gifts. Try.
Buona fortuna, Mozart.
Grazie, signore. Stop frowning, Chamberlain. I'm a jackass. It's easy to be friends with a jackass. Just shake his hoof. Tell the emperor the opera is finished.
Finished.
Well, the rest just is scribbling. It's all right here in my noodle. Goodbye.
Good day.
The emperor, he will be proud of me. You'll see.
That young man really is...
Very lively?
Intolerable! Intolerable!
How could I block it? This opera Figaro? Incredible to hear it. Within 6 weeks, the creature had finished the entire score.
Figaro is complete. The first performance will be on May the 1st.
So soon?
There's no way we can stop it.
I have an idea. Un piccola idea.
What?
Well, Mi ha detto il balletto che nel suo tesoro
Sì?
indeme. Non è vero che l'imperatore ha proibito il balletto nel suo opera?
Una valletta. Ah,
Precisamente.
capisco. Ma che meraviglia. Perfetto. Veramente ingegnoso.
See him at the theater.
Of course. Immediately. I had forgotten.
I
are brilliant,
must
court composer.
say I find this
said nothing.
extremely upsetting. Mozart is right in some things. There's entirely too much of this Italian chittero-chattero in this court. Now, please tell me once what he just said.
Pazienza, my dear Chamberlain. Pazienza. Just wait and see. Mozart. Mozart!
Yes, Sir Chamberlain.
A word with you, please. Right away.
Yes, certainly.
I would like to see your score of Figaro.
Oh. Why?
Just bring it here to me. Into my hand, please. Now tell me, did you not know that the Emperor has expressly forbidden the ballet in his opera?
Ballet?
Such as occurs in your third act.
Oh, this is not a ballet. Director, this is a dance at Figaro's wedding.
Exactly. A dance.
Well, the Emperor doesn't mean to prohibit dancing if it's part of the story. He means to prevent the insertions of stupid ballet like in French opera, and quite right to do so.
It is not for you, Herr Mozart, to interpret the Emperor's edicts, merely to obey them.
Excellency, what are you doing?
Taking out what should never have been put in. Now, sir, perhaps in future you will obey imperial commands.
If this were to all go, but there would be a hole right in the climax of my story. Salieri! This is Salieri's doing.
Don't be absurd.
Now, how did he think of that? Nothing I had ever done could have possibly given him that idea. Hadn't God given him the idea?
Conspiracy. I can smell it. I can smell it. It's a conspiracy.
Control yourself.
Well, what do you expect me to do? The first performance is 2 days off.
Write it over. That's your forte, is it not? Writing at speed.
Not when the music's perfect. The music's absolutely perfect the way it is. I'll appeal to the Emperor. I'll go to him myself. I can hold a rehearsal especially for him.
The Emperor does not attend rehearsals.
He'll attend! He'll attend this one. Make no mistake. He'll come to this one. Then he'll deal with you.
The issue is simple. Write your act again today, or withdraw the opera. That's final.
You shitpot! Sneaky, clicky, council scene, rotten shit, rotten clay! I will talk to the Emperor. I'll hold a rehearsal. I will hold a rehearsal for him. He will come. He will come, you'll see. I am forbidden. Well, of course you know.
Now what?
No matter.
Mozart, permit me. If you wish, I will ask the Emperor to attend a rehearsal. Ask him myself.
You wouldn't.
I cannot promise that he will come, but I can try.
Sir, I would be most...
Good day. Needless to say, I did nothing whatever in the matter. Yet to my total stupefaction, in the middle of the final rehearsal of Figaro the very next day...
Let's send fireworks, gentlemen, good afternoon.
Entirely against his usual practice, the Emperor appeared.
I cannot wait for this, Mozart, I assure you. Je prévois des merveilles.
Majesty.
What could this mean? Was this proof that God was finally deciding to defend Mozart against me? Was he engaging with me at last?
Express my gratitude.
Hush, hush, say nothing. One thing about the event seemed more than a coincidence than usual. Strangely, His Majesty had arrived at precisely the moment in which the dancers would have begun had that they and their music been entirely cut. So he and the rest of us watched the dramatic action proceed in total silence, whilst what should have been a party full of celebrating peasants dancing the fandango in the center of the stage stood absolutely motionless, their arms frozen in the air.
I don't understand. Is it modern?
No, Majesty.
Then what?
Her director has removed a dance that would have occurred at this part of my story.
Why was this done?
It's your own regulation, sire. No ballet in your opera?
This is not a ballet. This is a dance at Figaro's wedding, and it is entirely necessary for my story.
Well, it certainly looks very odd the way it is. I can't say I like it.
Nor do I, Majesty.
Do you like it, Rosenberg?
It's not a question of liking, Majesty. Your own law decrees it.
Yes. Well, all the same, this is nonsense. Look at them, they're like waxworks up there.
Well, not exactly, Majesty.
I don't like waxworks.
Nor do I, Majesty.
Well, who would? What do you say, Salieri?
Italians are fond of waxworks, Majesty. Our religion is largely based upon them.
You are cattivo again, court composer.
Your Highness, Count Rosenberg is very worried that if this music is put back in, it will create the most unfortunate precedent. One will thereafter have to endure hours of dancing in opera.
I think we can guard against that, Director. I really think we can guard against hours of dancing. Please, restore Herr Mozart's music.
But, Majesty, I must insist...
You will oblige me, Rosenberg. I want to hear Mozart's music. Do you understand me?
Yes, Majesty.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Majesty. Thank you. Let me kiss your royal hand 100 times.
Yes, very good. A little less enthusiasm, I beg you.
Excuse me.
Gentlemen, there it is.
And so, Figaro was produced, in spite of all of my efforts. I sat in my box on May the 1st, 1786, and watched it happen. A conspicuous defeat for me. And yet, I was strangely excited. My march, my poor march of welcome, changed by him to enchant the world forever.
Almost in your style, that last bit. More vulgar, of course.
Exactly.
Far more obvious than you would ever be.
Trembling, I watched the second act, the restored third act, the astounding fourth. And what can I say to you, who will one day hear the last act for yourselves? Oh, you will. Because whatever else shall pass away, this must remain. The scene was night in a summer garden. Pinprick stars gleamed down on shaking summer houses. Plotters glided behind pasteboard hedges. I saw a woman, disguised in her maid's clothes, hear her husband utter the first tender words that she has heard in years, and only because she thinks that he is her own servant. Oh, could one catch a realer moment, and how? How, except in a net of pure artifice? The disguises of Mozart, of opera, have been invented for Mozart. The final reconciliation melted sight, and through my tears I saw the emperor yawn.
Mozart, you are coming along nicely. I do think we must omit encores in the future. It really makes things far too long. Make a note, Rosenberg.
Majesty.
Gentlemen, good night. Strock, attend me.
Herr Chalier,
Yes.
what do you think? Do you think I too am coming along nicely?
I thought the piece was extraordinary. I thought it was marvelous, yes.
I'll tell you what it is. The best opera yet written, that is what it is. Only I could have written it. No one else living.
Rosenberg is furious.
He'll never forgive Mozart.
He'll do anything to get back at him.
And so, it wasn't hard to get the piece canceled. I saw to it through the person of the resentful director that in the entire year, Figaro was played only 9 times. My defeat finally turned into a victory. And God's response to my challenge remained as inscrutable as ever. Was he taking any notice of me at all?
Withdrawn. Absolutely no plans for a revival.
I commiserate with you, my friend, but if the public does not like one's work, one must accept the fact gracefully. And certainly they didn't.
It's too
complicated.
Too tiresome.
All those weird harmonies?
And never a good bang at the end so you know when to clap.
Obviously, I would not need to concentrate too hard on his operas in the future. I must concentrate on the man. I decided that I will see as much of him as possible to learn everything I could of his weaknesses.
I'll go to England. They love music there. That might be the answer.
We were, yet again, in the Baroness Waldstein's library, that room fated to be the site of ghastly encounters between the two of us. And again, too, the compensating crema a mascarpone.
I was there when I was a boy. They adored me. I believe I had more pieces than you had cakes.
Why
I
not
was
go
bored.
again? Go to London and try.
Well, I can't. I have a wife now, a child, and no money. I wrote to my papa to see if he might take the boy off my hands just for a few months. He refused. He's a bitter man. You know, after he finished showing me off around Europe, he never went anywhere himself. Just stayed in Salzburg year after year, kissing the ring of the thought bishop and lecturing me. I'll tell you a secret. The real thing is he's jealous of me. Under everything, he's jealous. He'll never forgive me for being more clever than he is. Leopold Mozart is actually a jealous, dried-up old turd, and I detest him.
Leopold Mozart.
Leopold Mozart.
Leopold
Mozart is dead.
Do not despair, my friend. Death is inevitable.
How will I go now?
What do you mean?
In this world, there's no one left for me. The wickedness in the world, I can't see it. He protected me my whole life. My whole life, he protected me. I betrayed him.
Oh, no.
I did. I talked to him.
No.
I married. He begged me not to. I married. I danced and fooled about and played billiards. He sat at home by himself, night after night. No woman to care for him. He used to sing this song when I was a boy. Made up silly words of his own. Orania figata fa. Marina camina fa. He kissed me goodnight. No one ever kissed him again. Not after I left.
Wolfgang. Oh, my dear Wolfgang. Don't accuse yourself. Lean upon me if you care to. Lean upon me. And so rose the ghost father in his next opera, Don Giovanni. A father more accusing than any other in opera. So rose the figure of a guilty libertine cast into hell. I looked on, astounded, as from his ordinary life he made his art. You see, we were both ordinary men, he and I, yet he from the ordinary created legends, while I from legends created only the ordinary. Could I have not ended my war? Shown him some pity? Oh, yes, my friends, at any time. If he above it showed me just one drop of it. Every night I set to work, I prayed. I still pray, do you understand? Make this one good in my ears, just this one. God, but would he ever? No. I heard my music calmed by convention, not one breath of spirit that lifted off the shallows. And I heard his, month after month after month, the spirit singing through it, unstoppable to my ears alone. I heard his comedy, the seduction of two women. Cosi fan tutti, thus do all women. Aloysia and Constanza immortalized, two average girls turned into divinities. Their sounds of surrender sweeter than the psalms of heaven. Grant this to me! Grant this to me! Oh, no. I do not need you, Salieri, no. No, I have Mozart. Better for you to be silent. The creature's gleeful snigger, that was the laughter of God. I had to stop it. But how? How? Destitution. Reduce man to destitution. Starve out the gut. How do you fare today, sir?
Poorly, my friend. I have no money. No prospects today.
Well, surely that would not be too hard.
We must find him a post.
One danger, the emperor. There's nothing available, Majesty.
There's chamber composer, now that Gluck is dead.
Mozart to follow Gluck?
I won't have him say I drove him away. You know what a tongue he has.
Well, then, grant him Gluck's post, Majesty, but not his salary. That would be wrong.
Gluck got 2,000 florins a year. What should Mozart get?
400, Majesty. Light payment, yes, but for light duties.
Perfectly fair. I'm obliged to you, court composer.
Majesty. Easily done. Like many men obsessed with being thought generous, the Emperor Joseph was quintessentially stingy.
Herr Mozart, vous nous faites sonner.
It's a damned insult. Not enough to keep a mouse in cheese for a week.
Regard it as a token, Caro.
When I was a child, they gave me snuff boxes. Now it's tokens, and for what? Pom-pom for fireworks, twang-twang for contradactus.
I am sorry that it has angered you. If I had known it would have stressed you so, I would not have mentioned it at all.
You suggested it?
I regret that I was not able to do more.
Forgive me, sir, forgive me. You are a truly kind man, a good man. I see this now, and I am a monstrous fool.
No, please,
no,
please.
no, you actually make me ashamed, you excellent man.
No. S'il vous plaît. A little less enthusiasm, I beg.
I want not to come and see me.
I will.
I shall see you soon, yes?
Yes, I promise.
Then, my friend, my new friend. Now, if ever, was the moment for God to crush me. I waited, and do you know what happened? I had just ruined Mozart's career at court, and God rewarded me by granting my dearest wish.
Kapellmeister Bono.
Kapellmeister Bono.
Kapellmeister Bono is dead. You are appointed
By royal decree.
to fill his place.
First royal and imperial Kapellmeister to our court.
Bravo!
Viva Salieri.
Well done, Sire.
Dear Salieri, there it is.
I was now truly alarmed. How long was I going to go unpunished?
Mozart looks appalling.
Must be galling, of course.
I hear he's dosing himself constantly with medicine.
For what?
Envy, I imagine.
Actually, I hear syphilis.
I met him next at the Prater.
Congratulations, sir.
I thank you, and to you both. Clearly, there was a change for the worse. His eyes gleamed oddly, like a dog when the light catches them. I hear that you are not well, friend.
It's nothing. A few pains. I don't sleep well always.
Really?
I tend to dream now quite often.
Dreams? What? You mean nightmares?
Well,
Not now,
No,
dear.
no, please, tell me.
actually, it's always the same dream. A looming figure. He's all wrapped in gray, and he beckons me. No, he has no face. He has no face. What does that mean, do you think?
Surely you don't believe in dreams.
No, of course not.
And surely you do not matter.
I never dream, sir. Things are unpleasant enough to me awake.
Stunts.
Perhaps if Wolfgang had regular employment, he might dream less. First, Kapellmeister.
We are well enough, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Come, stand, sir. Good day, and congratulations.
He's growing freakish.
No question.
Gray figures with no faces?
His circumstances make him anxious, I fancy.
They've moved house again.
To the Rauensteingasse, number 970.
They must be desperate.
I hear it's a real slum.
So does he earn any money at all, apart from his post?
Nothing whatever.
I hear he's starting to beg.
They say he's written letters to 20 Brother Masons.
And they're giving him money.
Of course they would. I had forgotten about the Masons. Naturally, they would relieve him. How stupid of me. There could be no finally starving him out with the Masons there to help. Whatever he asked for, they would grant his wish. How could I stop this and quickly?
Lord Fugue is most displeased with him.
Is he?
This is not good, brother. The lodge was not created for you to beg from.
What can I do, Baron?
Oh, give concerts like you used to do.
I have no more subscribers. I'm no longer fashionable.
Well, I'm not surprised. You write tasteless comedies which give a fit. I warned you.
It's true, sir. I admit it.
I will send you some fugues of Bach tomorrow. You can arrange those for my Sunday concert. You'll receive a small fee for that.
Thank you, Baron. Thank you. I cannot live, though, by arranging Bach.
A generous fellow.
All the same, I'll have to take it. My brother Masons virtually keep me now. If the Baron were to turn the lodge against me, I would be finished.
Wolfgang, it's embarrassing, I know, but you must allow me to relieve you also.
No.
If it's the duty of a Mason to help, how much more of a friend?
No, please. Your friendship, that is worth all the gold in the world. Now, please, no more of that talk.
You overwhelm me, sir.
I'll manage. Things are looking up already. I received a marvelous proposal just the other day from Schikaneder, the new member of our lot.
Schikaneder, the actor.
Yes. He owns a theater in the suburbs.
Well, more of a music hall, surely.
Yes. He wants me to write him a vaudeville for German people, ordinary German people. He's promised me half of the receipts once we open.
Nothing in advance?
Excuse me, he claims he can't afford anything. All the same, a piece about brotherly love could celebrate everything we believe as Masons.
It certainly could. Why not put the Masons into it?
Into an opera? I couldn't do that. All the same, what an idea.
Our rituals are secret, Wolfgang.
No. I needn't copy them exactly. I could adapt them a little.
Well, it would certainly be in a good cause.
Brotherly love.
Brotherly love. Take courage, Wolfgang. It is a glorious idea.
It really is, isn't it?
Of course, say nothing about it until it is done.
Not a word.
Secret?
A secret.
Good. And if that didn't finish him off with the Masons, nothing would.
Mozart is delighted with himself.
He's writing a secret opera.
And won't tell anyone its theme.
It's really too tiresome.
He told me everything. Initiation ceremonies with blindfolds, all rituals copied from the Masons. He sat at home preparing his own destruction. A home where life grew daily more grim.
I'm cold. I'm cold all day. Hardly surprising since we've no firewood.
Papa was right. We end exactly as he said. Beggars.
It's all his fault.
Papa's.
He kept you a baby all your life.
I don't understand. You always loved Papa.
I did.
You adored him. You told me so often.
I hated him.
What?
And he hated me.
No, you were being extremely silly now.
Am I?
Yes, you are. Little wife of my heart.
Do you want to know what I really thought of your father? Do you remember that fire we had last night? It was so cold you couldn't even get the ink wet. You said, "What a blaze," remember? "What a blaze," all those old papers going up. Well, my dear, all those old papers were just your father's letters, that's all. Every one he wrote since the day we married.
What?
Every one about what a ninny I am, what a bad housekeeper I am, every one.
Stanzi.
Shit on him. Shit on him. At least he kept us warm. What else will do that?
Stop it.
Perhaps we should dance.
Oh, stop it.
Dance to keep
Stop
warm.
it.
You love to dance, Whirl. Write me a contradance. It's your job to write dances, isn't it?
Beanie,
Dun 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 dun.
I don't feel well. I'm begging you to stop. Stop it. I'm sorry. Here's a kiss. A kiss for you. Comes straight from the corner of the room. Oh! Something awful is happening to me, Stanzi. These pains stay, and the dream, the figure is like this now. Come here. Come here, come here. His face is hidden. It's always...
Stop it! It is me that you're frightening. Me, I'm frightened. You frighten me. Oh, if you keep going on like this, I swear I'm gonna leave you.
Stanzi.
No, I mean it.
Stanzi. Oh my God, Stanzi? Are you okay? Stanzi. Come here. Come to me. Come, please, quick. Come and hold me and tell me who I am. Come on, Stanzi, please. Who am I? Who am I?
Pussy.
That's right. Who else?
Mousy, Wowsy.
And who else? Fancy, Marine.
Whoopee.
Oh, Poopy, Poppy.
Oh, stop it.
Do it. Okay. Babby, Stanzi, what is it?
And suddenly she was delivered, a boy.
Poor little imp.
To be born to that couple
In that room.
with that money.
And the father, a baby himself.
And now I hear
Now I hear
something more has happened.
even stranger.
She's gone.
What do you mean?
Stanzi has gone away. For my own good, she says, taking the baby and gone to Baden to the spa. It would cost me less than the money we have.
But why?
She thinks I'm mad. It's my own fault.
Surely
I think
not.
I am. I think I am. This morning,
Wolfgang.
I saw a figure this morning like the one in my dream. But it was clear. It was not misty. I was awake. It was broad daylight in my room, and it spoke. Oh God, it was so terrible.
Wolfgang, calm yourself. Now just sit here and tell me what happened, all right?
I was seated at my table working, and suddenly there were 3 sharp knocks at my door, and a figure just entered. He was all muffled in gray, and he spoke. It was horrible. Like a man hissing. Now he had a face. A death's head, frozen eyes glaring at me from deep within these caves of bone. Wolfgang Mozart, you are now required by my master to write a requiem mass, and it must be finished completely before you see me next, and you will tell no one. And I said, who's the requiem for? Who's died? And who's your master? No, only this, Mozart. He will be much displeased with you if it is not ready when required. Therefore, write quickly. He left. Then he turned and left, and I went to the window to see him reappear in the street, but he didn't. He vanished.
This is simply morbid fancy, my friend. It was all in there, huh? And only there. Huh?
I'm being silly.
Yes, I think that you are.
It had the force of real things. No wonder Stanzi left me. I probably frightened her, poor girl. Now she won't see my vaudeville. I wrote so much of it for her, to make her laugh. She won't see it.
It's already finished. So soon? But it has only been a month.
Music, that's easy. Marriage, that's hard.
I long to see it, God.
The theater is not grand. It's a popular music hall. No one from the courts will even be there.
Do you think that matters to me? I would travel anywhere to see work like you.
Saturday is the first performance.
Ah, good. Now, I know that I am no substitute for your little wife, but I do think I know someone who can chase away your blues. Huh?
Saturday.
What was happening? Could that grim figure actually exist? A skull-faced ghost ordering a mass from beyond the grave? Huh? Clearly not.
Are you ready? It's time for the first performance.
I can't wait. Abondio Bayuke deletto assoluto. And as I recall, I promised to cheer you up. Behold!
Catalina!
And so, to the opera we went, a strange band of three. The first Kapellmeister, sleek as a cat, his mistress now fat and feathered like the great songbird that she had become, and Mozart, odd-looking and drunk on the wine which was now his constant companion. We went out to the suburbs together to a crowded music hall in a tenement.
Now you must be indulgent. This is my first piece of this kind.
We sat, as he wished us to, among ordinary Germans. The smell of sweat and sausages was almost annihilating. Oof. Oh, this is so exciting, isn't it?
Do you really think so?
Oh, yes. This is just the audience we should be playing for, not the dreary court. As always, you show the way. And as always, he did. My pungent neighbors rolled in the benches at the jokes, and I, in their midst, heard the magic flute. He had put the Masons into it right enough. Oh, yes. But how? He had turned them into a secret order of priests. I heard their voices calling out of ancient temples. I saw a vast sun rise in a timeless land where animals danced and children floated. And in the sun, oh, behold, I saw his father. An accusing figure no more, but forgiving. The highest priest of the order, his hands extended to the world in love. Wolfgang feared Leopold's no longer. A final legend had been made, and the sound of peace and that newfound serenity of his, so tender and so serene. There was the magic flute there beside me. What could this be? Was this the response to all of my injuries? These priceless sighs of exaltation?
Mozart?
Baron! Are you here?
I had, of course, suggested it.
What have you done?
Excellency?
You have put our rituals into a vulgar show.
No.
Oh, they're plain for all to see and to laugh at. You have betrayed the order.
No.
Do not speak for him, Salieri. You were ever a crude vulgarian we hoped to mend. Just stupid, hopeless task. Now you are a betrayer as well. I shall never forgive you. And depend on it, I shall ensure that no Freemason or person of distinction will do so in Vienna for so long as I have life.
Baron,
No! Leave alone. Leave alone. I did not look for this reward, Mozart. Never speak to me.
Wolfgang, Wolfgang, all is not lost. But of course it was. Now he was ruined, broken and shunned by all men of influence, and for good measure he did not even get his half receipts from the opera.
Chickinator pays him nothing.
Chickinator keeps him
Gives him enough for liquor.
and keeps all the rest.
I could not have managed it better myself.
And as for Mozart,
The poor fellow.
Well, what of him? I've heard nothing from him in days. What is he doing?
We don't know!
he's become really odd, sir.
Turned dreadfully strange.
Stays in his apartment all day,
Burns his candle all night.
but appears over and over at his window,
Staring wildly down into the street.
twitching,
Trembling.
like a man deeply disordered.
Oh, one driven out of his mind.
In fact, the rumor is...
The rumor is, sir...
What? Say it! Say it!
Our Wolfgang has lost his wits!
Was it true? Could it be possible? Madness? Him retreating to that terrible refuge? I had never thought of that. And yet there would lie victory. A loss of wits would surely mean a loss of talent. Triumph surged through me. He was disarmed at last. At the same moment came a chill, a deep spreading chill. Was this what I had actually done? Had I driven a man mad? I had to know, see for myself. Spy on him and see now, immediately. I could not keep away.
So it was, incredibly late one freezing night in November 1791, that I found myself hurrying secretly through the empty cities, seeking his lodging where I had never been before, under a churning sky with a hidden moon, no notion as to what I might see there. And there was my goal there, that dingy alleyway, the Rauhensteingasse. There was only one window of light above. So stealthily I stationed myself to watch from the shadows below. But instantly, as if sensing me, he suddenly appeared. A drawn face distorted in fear, staring straight down at my motionless figure, standing there deep cloaked against the cold. A faint cry came from behind the filthy glass, and through his lips began shaping frenzied words. More! More! More time! Time! Oh, please! I stood frozen in alarm. And suddenly the moon sprang full out from behind the clouds and spilled its merciless light all down me. He could see clearly who it was, and there was nothing for it but for me to greet him cheerfully. And in a gesture of pure relief, he flung open the casement and called down to me.
Signore! Signore! Come up! Come up! Come up, my friend, and join the fun. There's nothing to eat, not even a wine. Alas and alack, there's nothing to drink. Just bottles and bottles and bottles of ink. Ascend if you please.
Slowly I climbed his steps with feet of stone. He was waiting at the top.
Sir, enter if you please. 1,000 welcomes to the Palazzo Amadeus.
And for the first time, I saw the place that I had consigned him to. A filthy chamber in total disorder. Empty bottles everywhere, discarded linen, and across the floor, an inky pavement of fresh manuscripts, stirring in icy gusts from ill-fitting windows. I knew at once what these must be. And as for his face, it held a look that I had never seen before. Not madness at all, but some deep-possessing physical sickness.
Tell me, my friend, why are you here so late? It is late, isn't it?
Well, I came to see you. I have been concerned. Let me ask you what you are doing. Surely you're not still working after all these hours,
No,
huh?
no.
Well, then, what is all this, then?
It's nothing. It's the new piece. It's just silly.
The Requiem. It is that Requiem, is it not?
I know. It's stupid, I know. You told me that messenger's not real. All the same, there's no point in taking chances. Is there? If he were to suddenly appear and I had nothing for him, I would look foolish. Mind you, it's not done. Time was I could have finished a mass in a week. No more. To be exact, my friend, I am feeling quite poorly.
My friend,
It's true, my body hurts all day. My joints, my head. I know why. I've been poisoned.
Poisoned?
They say the Masons poison people who offend them. I don't feel that. I'll tell you something else. If he comes too soon, for me, that messenger, I'll tell it to his face. Tell your master for me, if he takes me too quick, there won't be a mass. He can hiss at me all he likes.
My friend, what are you saying?
Isn't it obvious? It's for me, that's all.
What is?
The mass. It's for me. It's my own. It is ordered. I am to write my own. Why order a requiem if no one's going to die? Worst part, denying me proper time. That really shames me. I've never done that in all my life. Offered up unfinished work. I wonder, sir, could you oblige me to take a look at a page or two? Tell me if it's worthy. You see, I can't tell anymore. Everything's leaving me now. Sounds are running away. My hand, it's so tired. He's written so much it can't catch the notes. Kyrie, it's finished. You need only read that. The Kyrie is the first theme, Lesion is the second. Together, they make a double fugue. My father would have approved of that. It's only you, my boy. Only you could have done that. Please, if you... It began so well, my life. Once the world was very full, happy. All the journeys, carriages, rooms full of smiles. Everyone smiled at me once. The king at Schönbrunn. Princess at Versailles. She literally lit my way to the keyboard. Papa bowing. Dying with such joy, my Chevalier Mozart, my miraculous. Why is that all gone? Was I so wicked? Why must I go? Oh God, it's bad? Oh, it's bad. It's bad, isn't it?
Bad. God, it will help the ages to mourn.
Grazie. Oh, grazie, signore.
What could I say? I held in my shaking hand a terrible contradiction that only art could show. Something immortal, yet stinking of death. Something indestructible, yet rotting. And then suddenly I was seized by an overwhelming horror.
I bless you, signore.
Who was this for, this appalling music? Not himself, of course not himself. What need to mourn a man who is going to live forever?
I bless you.
Who then?
I can't believe that you came here, sought me out. No one seeks me out anymore. Only you, my one protector, Antonio.
I stood there, his despairing mass sounding over and over and over in my head in its gigantic lamentation, and I knew absolutely who it was for. It was for the boy, that eager boy that once stumbled around the fields of Lombardy singing of his anthems to the Lord. In 10 years of unrelenting spite, I had destroyed myself. And then any feelings left uncorrupted in me rose up crying, in this now, before it is too late, confess to him, get from him whatever absolution he could possibly grant to you, he and he alone, the creature which you have destroyed. How else can you live on with yourself afterwards? Oh God, you must hear me. You are right, you are poisoned, it is true.
What do you mean?
By me, no one else. We are both poisoned, both together.
I don't understand.
Both with each other.
Forgive me, sir, I'm stupid sometimes.
You with me, I with you. You, si, tutti do. You contain to me. I eat what God gives me, dose after dose after dose after dose for all of my life. It's poison. And come here. Eccomi! Antonio Salieri, il tuo nemico, il tuo assassino, il tuo morte!
Bravo! Bravissimo. You are perhaps a little tiddly widdly, eh? I think you had some before you came. It must be so.
You must hear me now, please.
Tiddly widdly tiddly. And why not? It's a cold night, a good performance.
No, you have to listen to me. You have to understand what has been done to you.
What are you saying? This is so stupid. What do you want? Why are you here?
Don't you understand? Don't you understand all what I have endured from you? Since the day that you appeared, I have lived my life in hell. What I did to you, that was nothing compared to what you did to me.
Signore, please, I don't know what you're saying.
My God, he smiled. He smiled and he permitted it. Whatever I did, you would fill the world. God, you left me with nothing. No matter, you were not to blame. It's his will. I don't hate you. You are only an instrument.
Signore, please. This doesn't make any sense.
No, none. Now you're going. You're right. He's finished with you. You're too feeble to be used anymore. Worn through. And he does not care. Amadeus, God does not care. He cares nothing for whom he uses, nothing for whom he denies. We are at least equal in that, are we not?
Signore, please.
Therefore, be merciful, please. Show mercy. Be merciful because we can. We can. That is for us alone to do. Us, not him. Us. He can't. Oh, God, for pity's sake, you have to forgive me. You must. You must.
Go away. Leave me, please. Leave me now. Go away. Now.
Wolfgang, you must hear me one last time. I am begging you, on my knees, grant me absolution. Please. La soluzione. Oh, for all of my injuries against you, for all of my endless injuries, endless slanders, endless foul thoughts, injuries unnumbered, foul thoughts unnumbered, absolve my wicked soul. Dammi, ti imploro. La soluzione. Amadeus. Reduce the man. Reduce the God. Behold my vow fulfilled. The profoundest voice in the world, reduced to a nursery tune. So, I finally left. Refused. Unheard. Of course. Grazie per sempre. Never again could I ever confess to anyone until I summoned you tonight. My last.
Sophie, I'm back. Yes? Oh, husband of my heart. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Come on. Come on.
Sire.
Yes, my love.
Sire's killing me. Yes. Sire, he went home.
Oh, I'm sure
She did. He told me.
Hush, lovey. I'm back to take care of you. Now and forever.
Sire.
Oh, be silent, lovey. Nobody has hurt you. You're gonna get better, I promise. I promise.
Dr. Close says there's little hope,
No point in seeing him at all.
and especially as he
Cannot pay.
They say he's still trying to finish that match.
But his wifey will not let him anymore.
Can you hear me? Huh? Try to, O'Furl. Try to hear. If I've been a bore, if I nagged a bit about money, it didn't mean anything. It's just that I'm spoiled. You spoiled me, lovey. Oh, you've got to get well. Because we need you. Carl and maybe Franz as well, and we wouldn't know what to do without you. And you wouldn't know what to do up in heaven either without us. You can't even cut up your own meat without help. I know I'm not clever. It couldn't have been easy living with the goose. But I've taken care of you, you have to admit that. And I've given you fun, too. Quite a lot, actually. Are you listening? Know this. It was the best day of my life when you married me. And as long as I live, I'll be the most honored woman. Can you hear me?
The death certificate said, kidney failure, hastened by an exposure to cold. Generous Lord Fugue paid for a pauper's funeral,
20 other corpses, an unmarked lime pit.
What I can spare, you shall have for the children. There's no need to waste it on vain show.
What did I feel? Pity. Pity at last for the man that I had helped to destroy. I felt the pity my God could never feel. You see, I had weakened God's flute to a thinness, and God blew as he must without cease. The flute split in the mouth of his insatiable need. And as for Constanza, in the fullness of time, she married again a Danish diplomat, dull as a clock, and retired to Salzburg, birthplace of the great composer, to become the pious keeper of his shrine.
A sweeter-tongued man never lived. In the 10 years of blissful marriage, I never heard him utter a single coarse or conceited word. The purity of his life is reflected absolutely in the purity of his music. In the selling of his manuscripts, I charged by the ink. So many notes, so many shillings. It seemed to me the simplest way.
One amazing fact emerged about the mysterious messenger with the skeletal face and the sinister, rasping voice who came to order the requiem for Mozart. Mozart had not imagined him. He was real. The man was the excessively bony servant of an eccentric nobleman who longed to write music and to be praised for it. You see, his wife had just died, and he had sent this messenger under deepest secrecy to order the Mass for Mozart. Incredibly, the nobleman's plan had been to copy out the manuscript himself, and then to pass the work off as his own.
It would seem that there is literally nothing that a man would not stoop to in order to be thought a great composer.
As for myself, I remained on in the city of musicians, reverenced by all, on and on and on, for 32 years. And slowly, I came to understand the nature of God's punishment. Now, what did I ask for in that church as a boy? Was it not fame? Well, I was to have it. I had it now. I was to become quite simply the most famous musician in all of Europe. I was to be buried in fame, embalmed in fame, bricked up in fame. Oh, this was my sentence. I must endure 32 years of being called distinguished by people incapable of distinguishing. And then when my nose had been rubbed in fame to vomiting, endless awards, receptions, civic medals, and gold chains, his master stroke, it would all be taken away from me, every scrap of it. Mozart's music would sound everywhere, and mine no place on earth. I must survive to see myself become extinct. Never condemn me. Come on.
And now, dawn has come, and I must release us all. One moment's violence, and it is all over. You see, I cannot accept this, to be sucked into oblivion, and not even my name remembered, huh? No, I did not live my life to come his joke through all of eternity. I have one trick left me, and I see how he deals with this. All this week, I have been shouting about murder. You remember? You heard me yourselves, huh? Pietà, Mozart! Pietà, pardon, your assassin! I did this deliberately, huh? And then my servants, they carried the news out to the streets. And in the streets, they repeated it to one another. And now my name is on every single tongue, huh? Vienna, the city of scandals. Has a scandal worthy of it at last? Yes. Oh, is it true, huh? Could it be possible? Oh, did he really do it? Oh. Well, my friends, after tonight, they will all know for sure. You see, they will hear of my dreadful death, and then they will believe the lie forever. After tonight, whenever men speak of Mozart's name in love, they will speak of my name in loathing. And as his name grows throughout the world, so will mine, if not in fame, then in infamy. I am going to be immortal after all, and he is powerless to prevent that. So, signore, see now if man is mortal. Amici, cari, I was born a pair of ears, nothing more. All around me, men hungered for particular notes. I hungered only for general rights. It was only through the hearing of music that I knew that God existed. Only through the writing of music that I could worship him. Men hungered for freedom for mankind. I sought only slavery for myself. To be owned, ordered, exhausted by an absolute music. This was denied me, and with it, all meaning. I go now to become a ghost myself. And as you come to this earth in your turns, I will wait in the shadows. And when you feel the dreadful bite of your failures, and hear the taunting of an unachievable and an uncaring God, I will whisper my name to you. Antonio Salieri, the patron saint of mediocrities. And in the depths of your downcastness, you can pray to me, and I will forgive you. Vi saluto.
Beethoven's Conversation Book, November 1823. Visitors write the news for the deaf man.
Salieri has cut his throat, but is still alive.
Beethoven's Conversation Book, 1824. Visitors write the news for the deaf man.
Our Salieri is quite deranged. He keeps accusing himself of complicity in Mozart's death and made away with him by poison.
The German Musical Times, May 25th, 1825.
Our worthy Salieri just cannot die. In the frenzy of his imagination, he is even said to claim guilt for Mozart's early death. The ramblings of a mind believed in truth by no one but the deluded old man himself.
I don't believe
I
it.
don't believe it.
I don't
I
believe
don't
it.
believe it.
No one believes it in the world.
Mediocrities everywhere. Now and to come, I absolve you all. Amen.